Hello everyone, a little bit late on getting the comm started here, but thank you for joining us tonight for the Link to the Past Randomizer Standard Tournament. I am MentosMan8, my co-host tonight is Fat Homie 666. Just 5 rupees in Link's house. We're about to see what the random weapon Uncle has to offer is, and it's the Cane of Brian. One of the simple but not quite so easy weapons you can get there. $20 coming from the chest in the secret passage, and nothing all that exciting so far. Unlike a lot of the weapons you can get in Escape, the Cane of Brian really only helps you out progression-wise with opening up Spike Cave in the logic, but obviously you need a little bit more to get there. A lot of the weapons in this new randomized weapon mode are also progression items, so you do have an option to get some pretty decent stuff early on. We're heading down to the basement for the first chest, and it's a shovel, so we get a fetch quest right off the bat. They should be able to route that in pretty simply. And DukeFireBird has gotten his first bomb drop. You always want to try to find a bomb drop early on in Escape, so you can get to the 3 chests in the back on your first pass. Worst case scenario is that you have to go through the entire sewer section again just to get to that back 3 chests with a bomb, which is obviously a not optimal scenario. Usually you would be able to just drop back in, but if your first glove is back there, that's about the best you can manage. Duke is out of magic currently. To get rid of the ball and chain guard, he can just use some pots. After that, to get magic back, he may want to either just wait till he gets to the sewers, pick up some magic pots, or if you save and quit or die and save and continue, you get a small magic refill in order to help prevent the ability for people to softlock and escape. It was originally possible for you to softlock in the early part of the game, but they made a change that gave you a little bit of ammo restock for limited weapons to make sure it was impossible. And it was just a piece of heart in Zelda's chest, so now we are off to head back up to the sewers and on to the sanctuary. Also, as an aside, my co-commentator is having a couple issues with the commentary restream, so will be joining me soon. In the moment, I am just running solo until he is ready to go. Both runners are heading up. Looks like, depending on how clean the sewers are, they should be right around that 6-minute mark for escape, which is about where you want to be. With the randomized weapons, you can sometimes get some really quick times to escape. You can sometimes get some really slow ones, looking at you, bombs. So you kind of have to manage what you can. They're both moving through it pretty efficiently, though. Unfortunately for capttenneal here, he has not gotten any bombs yet. So there are a couple more chances he's got that extra magic to maybe farm up some ropes, but no drops yet. He didn't get that lucky one that Duke got. So we're heading up through the dark sewers. In standard mode, you are going to get a free light cone in the sewers because you need to be able to see to get through escape, and you're not going to run into a situation where you really want to not be able to see or force the lamp early. So you get a free light cone in the sewers, $300 in the chest there. Free light cone in the sewers, it persists after escape everywhere else that there's a dark room will be dark, as those who've watched much rando in the past kind of expect. They just give this free one here for the sake of increasing the ability to randomize without making things ridiculous for the runners early on. Cane of Burna is one of the better weapons for the Key Rat here, and Duke just used his bomb to kill the Key Rat. He didn't pick up any magic on the way here. He used his bomb there, so now neither runner has a bomb to get into the back three chests of escape. That could turn out interesting in the long term. If there are no gloves that can be accessed before the items back there are needed, they're both going to have to go back through this. Both runners make it out of escape about the 610, 611 mark, which is, again, quite solid, especially considering the Cane of Burna as a weapon. Duke almost forgot the Sanctuary chest and went back for that 20 bucks. Probably wasn't worth the time going back there, but doesn't hurt. And we have blue and red pendants in Desert and Hera with a crystal in Eastern Palace. That means 6 of 7 dungeons in the Dark World are going to be crystals. The tree pole that they just got was 8 bomb drops. Looks like Tenneal is going up to check the Lumberjack Cave while Duke is skipping it. It's a hard piece here on the Lumberjack Ledge, so there is not going to be Aghanim required for that particular item. Still could be required for a variety of other things, but Lumberjack item, not going to be the thing today. Duke is heading up here into the Lost Woods. He gets his 8-bomb tree pole, which must be tier 2. And he is going to go check the mushroom spot, which has the cape. Now, that Aghanim thing I was just talking about, not being required for the Lumberjack item, but maybe for a bunch of other things, that cape opens up the ability to enter Aghanim's tower. A sword and a lamp would be needed to be able to complete it. Now we're going to be heading into Kakariko with the bomb drops they got from the tree pole. Both runners have more than enough bombs to clear out Kakariko. You only really need 3. There are going to be about 13 items here, 14 if they can find a bottle from Sick Kid. And then there's another 2 at stake with the library and the race game that they will likely be at least checking before they leave. Let's see what we find here in Blind's basement. We find $50, a sword, that's 2/3 of Aghanim, a hammer, that kind of points away from it a bit, and 20 bucks. The hammer is a wonderful weapon to find early. It is as strong as a tempered sword. Once you're used to the kind of wonky hitbox of it, you can do a lot of great stuff with it. Definitely one of the better items to find early because it unlocks a lot and it is very practical outside of its uses as a key. So down here in Kakariko Well, we got a little bit of love, not all that valuable. Gonna grab the money and the health here before another 300 rupees, making that 10 bucks seem not like a whole lot. We get a bee in a bottle, so we can check Sick Kid while we're here, 3 bombs, and another piece of heart. So, that opens up a nice convenient route through Kakariko. You're not going to have to come back later just to check Sick Kid. They've got enough money to pretty much do all the things that require money to get items in the run. Anything beyond here can pretty much be given to things like potions, other safeties. Now the runner risking the potential soft lock of trying to do chicken clip, picking up a chicken on the same frame that it stops moving or starts moving, at which point you're just holding an invisible chicken over your head. And if you don't get into the bomb quick enough, you can't escape it. And Sick Kid is holding on to 20 bucks, giving us his allowance. What a nice dude. Like, that bottle was really cool, mister. Here's my money. I'm gonna give this to you to make you feel a little bit better. And another piece of heart. So, Kakariko after Blind's Hut was pretty much a bust. There was not much going on after you got that hammer. And at this point, we're kind of looking for a couple of items. If we get a lamp, that could be the sign to head up Aghanim's tower. Use that to get into the Dark World. If we get the gloves, that could be a sign that we're going other ways. Either way, we're going to need to find the Moon Pearl, which can be laying on the pyramid ledge after you kill Aghanim. So that is an option at stake for that. Both runners are just going at the race game without checking what's there. Sometimes this pays off, saves you a little bit of time. Sometimes it, loses a bit of time. You can't really guess. And it's the lamp. Well, if I've ever seen anything that looked like an Aghanim seed by the end of Kakariko, this is it. They have a lot of locations left to check. They have all the South Shore, they have the Eastern Palace and Sasrala area. They've still got those 3 chests in the back of Escape. But they can currently go all the way up to Aghanim and use that as access to the Dark World before they even finish at the end of clearing the first area of the run. Should be added that capttenneal is going to go check that shovel. Duke did not go do so while he was over here, so he's going to have to go out of his way a little bit to check what's going on with that. Get a small plastic shield here in the dam. Not the most valuable thing, but, could pay off later when you get a better shield that actually serves a purpose. The dig spot was just bombs, so if Duke doesn't go do it eventually, that will kind of save him a little bit of time. Chances are he's going to go up there at some point, do that dig spot. It's a hard thing to pass up when you get that early fetch quest. But if he forgets or doesn't do it on purpose, whichever the case could end up being, then it could pay off for him. Tenneal is now headed down to the South Shore as well, going to be going into the dam, while Duke is heading up here into Mini Moldorm Cave. It's always wonderful to have a sword or other weapons in here. Although, instead of walking across the pits on the bottom, he is using bomb strats, and now he says, I've wasted too many bombs. This Moldorm is a ninja. It is dodging everything I'm doing. Let's head over to the side here. So another 5 items are incoming. We get another piece of heart, a heart container, 10 bomb capacity, 20 bucks, and the Moon Pearl. So now you don't even have to gamble that Moon Pearl's on the pyramid. If you go do Aghanim, you have the Dark World unlocked. Couple things that you would normally be looking for before doing that would be the hookshot in particular. Since they've got the hammer, the hookshot would allow them to hookshot across the river in the Dark World, and it would allow us to, or allow the runners to get over to the west side of Dark World where Thieves Town, Skull Woods, all that stuff are. That would be kind of a good goal for them to find before going. Obviously, there's no guarantee it's available, but it's one of those things where when you've got that early Aghanim seed, it does open up a whole lot just with that hookshot. Similarly, if we find a power glove anywhere, we are going to have full Dark World access, and Aghanim is going to be entirely off the table. Those are pretty much the 2 options they got going on right now. And looks like both runners are making the point to go check Ice Rod Cave while they're over here. Duke is going to be heading to Eastern Palace and Sahasrara next. We'll see what capttenneal does after he goes and checks this pretty useless Ice Rod Cave. I would say that this is one of the worst positions to be in a run, where you've got everything you need to clear Aghanim and get Dark World access, but you're only one item away from going to Dark World without Aghanim. And the green pendant is Swamp Palace, so that's our 3 pendants. Desert and Hera are red and blue, Swamp is green. We get another bee in the back of Sastrala's hut, heart piece, and half magic. Always nice to have, never required. Well, actually could be required, but since we already have Cane of Brian, it wouldn't be since we have that for Spike Cave. Lumberjack Tree was just a piece of heart, since I see that coming up as a question. Tenneal is going to be doing the fake flipper, it looks like, going up to check Zora area and Hobo. Having a little bit of trouble. There we go. Now, with that Moon Pearl, he will be able to check everything up by Zora area, except he won't be able to pick up the ledge item there. He is going to be fully able to get to Zora, get both items in the Waterfall of Wishing with a minor glitch for water walking, and he's on his way to Hobo right now. Meanwhile, Duke has entered into Eastern Palace. An arrow capacity item upgrade first from Eastern, and the magic powder for Captain Tenneal. That is another thing that's always nice to have. It is one of the best safeties that you can find in this game. Being able to turn anti-fairies into fairies is more helpful than most item effects. Now Tenneal is going to be heading down through this warp down here. Just some bombs on Lake Hylia Island, so we don't have to worry about that. Item number 2 in Eastern is another 50 rupees. There's one more item remaining in the dungeon. We'll see what's going on up here in the Waterfall of Wishing and King Zora. Both of which are out of the logic right now. Both of these are sequence breaks, since we don't have an actual way to get to King Zora. Waterfall of Wishing seems to be more of a Waterfall of Love. Item number 3 in Eastern Palace is the Bombos Medallion. Does not help at all for the runner's situation right now, but might be required for either Ice Palace if they don't get Fire Rod before they need to do it, or for opening Misery Mire or Turtle Rock, which we know are both going to be crystals, given the pendant layout. The only thing we still need to figure out is which crystals are our 5 and 6 crystals in the Dark World. And I'm guessing Duke is going to be heading into the sewers to go check the back of Escape again. Oh, no, it looks like he's going to gamble that those chests aren't important. Oh, wait, where are you going, Duke? Duke, did you forget that this is standard? You already did this. There we go. And we got the boots on Tenneal's side. I actually missed that watching Duke run into Escape there. That is wonderful. That is a huge pickup to get early. Duke is going to have to really hope that he is able to get back over to the Zora area to get those for himself relatively early, because every moment that one runner has boots and the other doesn't is a little bit of lost time. We are going to see the 3 back chests here before we worry about anything else going on. Tenneal is obviously retracing Duke's steps at the moment, going through Eastern Palace, but with the added advantage of going a lot faster for it. Okay, so what did these runners miss out on their first trip through Escape? We got 3 chests here, heart piece, $20, and the map. Absolutely nothing of value. Now, if Duke wants, he could go find some enemies, take a death warp back to the castle, which seems to be what he's trying to do, but it is so slow with these rats. But if he takes the Death Warp, it will take him back to the start of the castle, at which point he could go straight up to Aghanim, which seems to be his plan, I would guess. Hello, Fat Homie. See you've joined us here.
Yes, hello. Sorry, I was having problems, but it seemed to be fixed now.
Excellent. I don't know how much you've been able to keep up, but they've got everything for Aghanim by the end of Kakariko. Capttenneal sequence broke up to Zora, where he got the boots, so that is a benefit for him.
Certainly nice to have. Looks like Duke is going to Aghanim right now.
Yep, there are a couple of locations that didn't get checked. Agina's cave we haven't seen yet. I know he hasn't checked the Hobo Zora area sequence breaks, but seems like he decided it's time to go. Everything was in Kakariko.
Sometimes you just need to weigh your options and just go for it.
Yeah, I know there are kind of two schools of thought in some ways. Some people want to clear everything out of the world before doing Aghanim to maximize their chance of avoiding the risk. Some people want to go there when they feel it's the best time. I'm usually more of the second, looks like Duke is as well.
I lean towards the first, try and clear what I can, but if it's looking like Aghanim, you might as well just do it.
He is getting a little bit low on health. He does need to watch out a little bit here. A small note, Capttenneal actually went through the remainder of Eastern Palace and got the big key. So when he returns there, he just has to go straight to the boss. Duke jumped out right after Bombos. So he's going to have a lot more to do. And, oh, he takes the death.
Oh no.
Aghanim's tower can be surprisingly punishing with all the guards that can kind of swarm you.
Yeah, they're just missing the gloves for Dark World access there.
Yep, currently if they do get to the Dark World, they'll have access to everything on the south end of it, as well as to Pod, but not much else. Now, Tenniel is also making his return to the 3 chests in the back of Escape, but it's a lot faster in this case with boots. Running through that shallow water is a lot better than walking through it.
Oh, definitely. Oh, Duke is gonna be very cautious with that half heart of health. I would probably still try and use the bombos on like the bee almost pushed the guard into him.
Benefit of B strats is, helps out from multiple rooms, but yeah, like you said, it almost pushed the guard into him. That can definitely happen and be a pretty sad moment.
I would be very sad if that happened.
I've seen one race where I learned that the bees can push Igors without their eyes open around. And it was pushed right into the runner by the bee. And that was probably the most sad moment I've ever watched someone have.
I had no idea. Need to keep that in mind, just in case.
Okay, so how many blue balls do you think we're going to get up here at Aghanim? I'm going to go with about... Yeah, the way this seed is going, it's getting the Aghanim thing done fast. I'm going to go with 0.
I'm feeling like it's going to go there, 3.
For those in chat who aren't aware, for most of Aghanim's attacks, he has a 50-50 chance to fire an energy ball you can reflect or a blue ball that you can't. The maximum you can get if you hit every shot you're capable of hitting is 15.
The first one is always a reflectable energy attack.
Yeah, first is reflectable, fifth is lightning, and then cycle repeats. I'm already wrong with that one.
Alright, not bad, just one so far. Up to a 2 cycle.
This has to be one of the least interesting fights in this entire game. Like Aghanim 2, they give you the whole, you know, there are 3 of them and you gotta do geometry. This guy, it's pretty much just stand there and wait for stuff to happen.
Well, it's looking like it's just one.
Yep, it's just one blue ball and nice and easy fight for him. And capttenneal, when he gets up to Aghanim, is going to also have that single blue ball fight. Obviously, if he misses something, there could be more, but...
Well, just a single rupee on the pyramid, so not really worth it there. So, to pod? Let's see if there's anything there.
Yeah, I can see arguments to going, hammering down this bridge like it looks like Duke is going to be doing, going to Hype Cave and the southern stuff. Or just jumping straight to pod, because pod usually has stuff.
Well, it looks like the smarter choice of checking Hype Cave and, I guess, digging game.
And we've got Skull Woods and Thieves Town, our 5 and 6 crystals. That rounds out our knowledge of dungeon prizes.
Found Quake.
And a blue shirt, which for this right is just banana everything instead of banana hat.
There it is. There's the precious glove.
Okay, so heading to Hype Cave first seems to be the right call, because now he's got Dark World access pretty much everywhere. Okay, I enjoy this fun fact that got mentioned in chat, that the natural 15 blue balls in vanilla has only been recorded twice ever, and it was the same person both times.
Some people don't have any luck.
Stumpy just giving out a little bit of love, nothing all that exciting. So after he does digging game here, that's as far as he can go without a save and quit or walking a very long way back.
Yeah, after digging game, I would probably venture towards pod and hope that there's something there. Was the shovel checked?
Tenneal checked it, he got 3 bombs out of it. Duke did not check it.
Getting a long digging game. And just an arrow capacity upgrade.
Definitely worth all that time.
Duke is saving and quitting. Well, got the gloves, so can venture elsewhere. Can head up to Death Mountain.
And it seems like Tenneal is also going to be going to the play that gets him his gloves. I guess Duke is going to head over to Village of Outcasts, but unfortunate for him. Yeah, unfortunate for him, he's got enough open right now that he's not going to be finding those boots for a while.
Yeah, by the look of this walk, that is certainly the play.
Now, Thieves Town is full clearable. Skullwood's gonna need a fire rod to clear. If they get that fire rod soon, that could be a sign that Pyramid Fairy is holding something of value.
We'll see if Duke jumps into Skullwoods first, or we'll venture into Village of Outcasts.
It's definitely a pretty 50-50 shot from general play. I would see a lot of people go Skullwoods first no matter what. Some people would delay it looking for that fire rod.
I feel it's always a good decision to jump in the first half of Skullwoods and just check it out.
Tenniel is on to his digging game, so we'll see what he does after that, if it's going to be a little bit of divergence. I expect him to at least check Bonk Rocks after his next save and quit.
Okay, an accessible big key in Skullwoods so far. So it looks like Duke's gonna try and bomb jump there.
At least it makes it nice and smooth.
Tenniel is going to Bonk Rocks, and I think that should be good there. Yes, it is.
Just an arrow capacity upgrade for the trouble.
Oh, and the single arrow.
Both runners just getting fantastic payoffs at exactly the same time. Now, one thing I like to point out when people do bomb jumps, if you charge a spin and kind of walk toward the hole where you would start to fall and then push back and release the spin, it puts you on the closest pixel to the hole, which will usually let you do the bomb jump. So for anyone newer out there who's thinking of running this game and wants to get the bomb jumps but can't quite get the alignment right, it's a very safe and consistent way to do them.
Well, looks like Skullwoods was a bust there for Duke.
I don't know, he got that extra quiver space. That could make all the difference.
Looks like capttenneal will be visiting the Village of Outcasts. Foregoing Skullwoods for now.
Yep, which is going to be a positive for him. Meanwhile, Duke looks like he's going to check Bumper Cave Ledge, which is not a bad idea while he's this way.
Sounds like a good play. You're already right here. Ooh, red mail though.
Red shirt, and he's going to go ahead and go get it. Can't blame him. It's a nice thing to have.
With the amount of hearts they have so far, I don't see why not.
Silver arrows chilling in the C-shaped house.
It does look like Duke has a good number of bombs and arrows.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Now he's got a nice red shirt to go with it. Well, purple shirt.
Close enough. Ooh.
And that health getting low is not, that's good feeling, but he's pretty close to being able to get in Thieves Town, and nothing should be able to one-shot him out here with that red mail.
Ooh, silver's in the C-shaped house.
Indeed. And should be noted that really the only divergence in routing that these two have had is Captain Tenniel doing the fake flippers that got him boots. Everything else, they've pretty much followed each other's paths step by step.
Well, certainly keeping it close.
Yeah, putting out that Skull Woods check that didn't pay off till later, and getting the boots have definitely allowed Captain Tennille to kind of pull back all that time that was spent fake flippering.
We'll see if Duke is going to try and refresh his hearts by taking an intentional death in the beginning of Thieves Town.
Yeah, the Death War for health refill strat is not a bad idea. I also realized I forgot to count items in here so far on Captain's side, so I'm going to kind of combine the two. I believe they've got 2 items out of the dungeon so far, so there should be 2 left in the back here. And I see a question if boots are actually a sequence break now. Actually, at the moment, they no longer are a sequence break since they got the glove. Until they got to the Dark World, got that glove, they were, but once they got that, access to Zora was there freely to grab.
So yeah, Daniel is currently back in sequence.
And there's the bow in the big chest. Bow and silvers, both in this area.
What a wonderful pickup. And Duke taking that death there.
And
oh,
the magic
and the
mirror.
mirror. How lucrative.
Well, Thieves Town was absolutely the play to make. It's actually pretty unfortunate for both of them. They've already done the south route since they could grab... Since the cave south of the Haunted Grove is going to be a royal pain to route in now.
It'll be whenever they decide to do the blacksmith quest, so... Whenever mitts are in play, they might come back to it, or if they feel like doing it on a whim.
And Tennille is taking on the blind fight. With that Cane O'Brien and half magic, there's pretty much no way that this isn't going to go well. You just turn that cane on, and you can win the whole fight without even worrying about magic.
I don't believe he used it at all, so it's just purely safety there.
Yep, looks like he pulled it out of there, said if things got dire he could take care of it, but didn't end up needing it. Pretty clean blind fight.
Man, can't believe Blind had the mirror. One day they would see again and see their own face, but it's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, I think Link kind of made sure that that wouldn't be happening anytime soon there.
Looks like we're getting a mad batter check.
We are. That powder came from the hobos. That is still a sequence break of the flippers, but it's one of the couple little advantages that Tennille got from making that play early.
Oh, nice.
Sword!
A wonderful sword upgrade.
We can now kill Ganon with the Sword of Evil's Bane that's very ineffective against evil. Meanwhile, Duke is getting his mother load out of Thieves Town. These 2 bottom chests being the best chests that we've seen in one area in the entire run. Oh yeah, now they have the mirror and Aghanim dead. They're now going to spawn on the pyramid when they save and quit. So Tennille's taking advantage of that, going straight over to Pod from the pyramid after save and quit.
Probably a good choice there. Get the pod and eastern clear.
Yep, 2 full clearable crystals and 1 nice connected area. So really the items we're still looking for are Flute, Fire Rod, and Titan's Mitts and Cane of Samaria. Hookshot could be anywhere, even in GT, because Swamp is a pendant, but those are the items that we really need.
Was there any location on the ice rod at all?
Oh, I forgot the Ice Rod. No, we have no idea where that's at.
Okay. Still plenty to find, so we'll see what the seed will throw at them. I'm sure there'll be at least one item in pod. There usually is.
I'm just hoping that it forces the Bombo's Ice Palace. Bombo's Ice Palace is always fun. Duke is going to check K45 here and see what it might have for him. Oh, another quiver.
We got Danielle taking the route towards the other side of pod. Put that freshly obtained bow to use.
And Duke's now going to route in his disappointment with the shovel.
Silver's making very quick work of the mimics. And we get to see the Stump Kid being a tree.
One of the things that Rando doesn't usually end up with you seeing. The end result of Stump Kid. Duke is seemingly walking over to pod, which definitely could have saved some time with the save and quit there, but is going to get him there pretty quickly regardless. So pod is generally known for having a bunch of keys up front and all the items of value in the back to make sure that you don't key lock. So we're getting close to when we might start seeing some stuff come from this, but that was just a key behind the key.
That's usually the case, unless you don't have the bow, and the first chest gives you nothing of value and just sends you on your way out. Those are the best times.
Well, on the bright side, with 3 bottles and the relatively new minor glitch, pod can very rarely send you out in a situation like this if you're really wanting to try for it.
If you have the hammer and you have a bottle, you have the means to do so.
Well, even without the hammer, there's always a small key on the right side, so you can always end up going through that middle door afterwards, in worst case scenario.
That is correct. Let's see what the basement down here has. Big 20.
So the harmless hellway should have an item since we got 3 keys, 3 doors left to open. It's not just going to be a key again.
Wonderful map there.
Nice little burrito to pass the time while you walk through the dark maze. For Duke's sake, I really hope we find the flippers in this in Pod, and he follows that track. Because the powder paying off with the Master Sword, the boots, definitely are advantageous for Tennille to have.
You really want that Bombos Ice Palace, don't you?
That's the other side benefit of it, yes.
Well,
So Pod is empty so far. There's one item left on Helmasaur, but nothing really super valuable.
Duke's making his way around.
Huh, I didn't actually know that you could hit that switch like that with sword beams.
I always figured that you probably could. It's just a small little window there.
So now on to the room that makes it so no matter what mode you're playing, if Pod needs to be cleared, bow is required. This statue right here.
Man, right in the center of the eye.
Now onward to the worst dark rooms in the game. They don't have lamp. This is one of the most painful areas to get through, dark room wise.
What do you mean? I love roaming around in the dark, swinging my hammer, and not dying. It's pretty great.
Took those turtles out nice and clean. Duke's here in the back about to get his bad news of there's nothing good in Pod.
Tennille going for the key dash, not making it, unfortunately.
I think after this, especially if Helmasaur doesn't pay off with anything, you gotta make the play to go up to Death Mountain.
Oh, for sure. Ever since they got the mirror, that's a lot of access they can do.
Very nice Helmasaur fight by Tennille here. Let's see what he's got to drop.
Just a heart piece.
So confirmed, if you had never stepped foot in Pod until you were done with everything else, you would have been fine.
Well, yes, you do Eastern and then you make your way to Death Mountain, but you know what we're getting at.
Although unfortunately Eastern has no items left in it, so we'll get the crystal out of here, but they're not going to be finding anything else helpful.
I mean, Pod might have had trash, but it also had Sankart, so we'll give it that.
Stankheart in the location that if you went to Pod right out of Aghanim, you were really planning to Death Warp at. I'm trying to think if there's any other, like, good play other than Death Mountain. I really can't think of anything.
Well, it's certainly the strongest play. Unless somehow the mitts or the flute or the hookshot comes into play elsewhere. Then you could do Swamp if you wanted to. But
Don't have flippers yet, it's a swamp style.
Yeah, I always forget about that.
Could make the long trek up to Catfish out of Pod. See what that's got going on.
Yeah, Aghanim had a glove all along, so you didn't actually need to kill Aghanim.
Again, for Duke's sake, I really hope that he makes his way up to the Zora area sometime soon, because the advantage of sword and boots that Tennille has is just going to keep giving more and more of an advantage.
Ooh, Bombo's there.
Makes quick work of the turtles, takes away the chasing them around the room thing.
It's the compass and is able to find locations in the dungeon. Fantastic.
So let's see what Tennille does here. Save and quit? Yep.
Save and quit and go to Sanctuary.
Yep, so most likely making the straightforward play here.
So the ledge and King's Tomb haven't been checked, have they? I don't believe they have.
Yeah, since he has not gone and checked those since getting the mirror. And since Duke checked Bumper Cave before going to Thieves Town, those are, and can't do King's Tomb, he definitely won't be going to Graveyard Ledge anytime soon. Also, a note from earlier, this is going to be a place where Duke loses a little bit of time. Tennille grabbed the big key on his first trip through Eastern, whereas Duke dipped out immediately after Bombos up here.
Ah. Where was the location of the big key?
It was a vanilla big key, so as far back as it can be.
So it didn't want to venture through the dark rooms.
Yeah, I think when he saw that third item, he's just like, okay, that's all there is. Let's get out of here. I don't have bow yet. But now it's going to come back and kind of put him a little bit behind in terms of the current following of footsteps.
Tennille almost going through the warp and forgetting to check that cave there. Struggling to go back through with the Tektites there. Also, Spike Cave is a thing to check. See if they remember to check that.
Spike Cave is the worst location.
It is, but when it has something and you don't check it, it's the worst. And there are the flippers and Harib immediate first room in the basement there.
Oh yeah, flippers. Although, Tennille, you forgot to check the other chest there. You're gonna need something to go up this way.
What's missing? The big key?
Yep, he only checked those flippers. He never went to the chest in the back.
Well, knowing how this is gonna get laid out, it's gonna be the small key, and they're gonna have to do the basement.
Womp 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 womp.
They realize their mistake.
Those flippers are good for Duke, though, and you were right. It's a small key. To the basement we go.
Classic Hera.
Let's see if Tennille's gonna take a coffee break here.
I would assume so. Oh,
Tried to, but didn't
locks
quite
himself
get it.
in, but should be fine.
You know, I feel like if the tiles were, working together, they could definitely do you in when you're trapped in that little 3 wide space there. Duke gets his crystal out of Eastern Palace, so we'll see if he follows along the same footsteps over to Death Mountain or if he tries to go somewhere else.
There is that big key.
Now the question is, you're in Hera. You find the second item, let's say the big key chest. It's a pendant, red or blue pendant. Do you just go ahead and complete Troll Dorm?
I would, just because the time of having to go back just in case you need to, it's not worth it unless you somehow route it in, like after Turtle Rock, or if you need to check the ether tablet.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
It's better to have it than just ignore it and then have it bite you, lose a little bit more time later.
I guess especially with this layout of items, everything we need except for the hook shot for completing this run can be on pedestal. So you got a high amount of items that can still be there.
Yep.
Well, it's moot anyway, because Troll Dorm has the item to begin with. Good old Hera doing everything it can to maximize these runners' time spent there. I think I know some casinos who want to take some lessons.
Ooh, Tektite in the cave there. We're seeing cape strats on Trolldorm here.
Definitely makes this fight a lot easier when you don't get bumped around everywhere.
Oh,
That's a very nice item. Tower of Hera was loaded as well.
its items are very precious in the flippers and the cane of Samaria. So Tennille should be on their way to East Death Mountain. Possibly, I'm feeling the mitts are gonna be in here.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track with that for sure. There's not a whole lot of places left for them to be that are open. Maybe we can find the mitts on Death Mountain with, you know, the fire rod sitting on Laser Bridge.
Ah, man. That's certainly a location for it.
It takes such a specific layout of stuff to make it happen. The flute!
The flute.
That is one of those things that you wanted to have like 40 minutes ago or so when you were in Kakariko, but you'll take it an hour in.
Better late than never. I'm feeling that ice rod is gonna be in Checkerboard Cave. Double 10 arrows. Good start.
Paradox Cave, now with Restock Hut.
Oh, it's going well so far. And there's the literature.
Hey, at least
Medora.
there's something of value in there.
So, that flute and that book open up a few things. Myers accessible, assuming they have the medallion for it. It also opens up the Bombos and Ether Tablet, which seems like I would think Tennille is going to be checking.
Yeah, Meyer's still on hold pending the mids, but the tablet here could be big for Tennille, since Duke doesn't have another sword to go get the item right away.
See if Daniel's gonna go check Spike Cave after the Ether Tablet here.
Money from the sky.
Big 20s everywhere. That is certainly what it looks like it's gonna happen.
Yep, nice efficient clearing of everything up here.
A nice hammer troll dorm fight.
Very well done on that. Hammer only takes 3 hits, so it's a little bit faster that way.
Duke gets his cane and blue pendant. At least one of those is useful for now. And Spike Cave just has a heart piece.
Not even one that refills your health. And then when you save and quit, you're back on the pyramid. No worse situation.
Oh no, Duke, no! No! Not the dead rocks. Yo! A man after my heart. It didn't hit him though.
He tried to kill the dead rock and the dead rock said no.
Dead rock's still in iframes apparently and resisted the attack. How unfortunate.
Neo can activate his flute, and I gotta assume headed over to Desert Palace, most likely.
Yep, that would be my guess. Let's see if gonna check Agnes Cave. They're probably gonna clear Mire area first, and then check some desert.
Well, no mitts for Mire.
Oh, I keep forgetting these items that they don't have. How dare they?
It's far enough in the run where not having mitts is pretty uncommon.
I had a seed where I got both the gloves and the mitts in Swamp very late in seed. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I've definitely had one with left and left side Swamp, both gloves.
We'll see here if there's going to be a nice vanilla glove upgrade in Desert.
Hey, we found Uncle's 10 bomb pack. Unfortunately for capttenneal, he was at max bombs already when he picked it up.
Just rolling in the bombs, 30 of them right now. Looks like possibly full capacity at 30-40. Duke getting his Book of Medora.
Now the question is, will Desert be boots locked early? And will the progression in Desert be boots locked? Because if not, it could make things more difficult for Duke getting up to Zora.
I could see it. Let's see. It's gonna be a small key on the torch, and big key is gonna be somewhere. Big key is gonna be through the small key door. I'm immediately wrong.
Now what's on the torch?
Well, it is the small key though.
So if progression is hidden in the big chest, Duke can keep avoiding those boots like mad. If it's hidden behind the small key, then he'll be pushed in the right direction soon.
The map. So that just leaves the compass and a couple items.
Yep, and Tenniel should be able to full clear this if they so choose. Not having a sword upgrade actually helped Duke out there because he didn't have to wait for the whole Ether animation to play to get 20 bucks.
And the items are completely worthless. A 3-pack of bombs and a big 20 there.
So, desert is a bust. Catfish or Graveyard Ledge / King's Tomb?
Yep.
They are getting very low on locations we haven't seen yet for those myths to be.
Well, they have the flippers. They have the mirror. You know what that means.
True, Green Pendant Swamp is just waiting.
The classic Pendant Swamp.
More importantly, Pendant Swamp without the hookshot.
Only to get the hookshot there. And it looks like Tenniel is actually doing their Skullwoods check.
Yeah, I think it makes some sense to route this in on your way to go check North Dark World.
I feel like routing in a pedestal check as well, just in case.
Depends on if he wants to walk out of the way to go check it, but I could definitely see it being worth the time while you're in this area.
Because you do it now, you see if you actually need to beat Swamp at all. Because I feel like that's the only real play currently.
Yeah, it's definitely getting down there.
Fire Rod could be on pedestal technically, as far as I can tell.
Yep, both rods that are still needed could be there. Hookshot can't be. That's got to be somewhere for him eventually. I'm gonna bet on Catfish right now, just because Catfish is always the answer when you don't check them.
I'm feeling like the Catfish is going to give the Mushroom, while King's Tomb is not going to have anything but the Ledge. The Ledge is going to have the Hookshot. Nice pot double kill there for Tenniel.
That was a very nice one, and we are getting that pedestal check, so the moment of truth is upon us.
Who's ready to see what this is? The book is ready. Increased bomb storage.
And we have an extra bomb bag. The pedestal dream is dead. So good for Duke that if he heads up to Graveyard Ledge and Catfish, he'll also mirror over and do Zora area up there.
Yep.
And it seems like the seed's forcing them to do those areas anyway, so despite being the more rarely checked stuff, it will probably be checked here shortly.
Who's ready for the graveyard, everyone? Let's see if Tenniel will pick up that red mail. Might actually go for it, just gotta get rid of that bird.
Both these runners have avoided Uncle's words from the start of many a seed that red mail is for cowards. Duke's heading into the Dark World at the Pyramid. Guessing he might be on his way to Catfish, but could have definitely lumped in Graveyard Ledge, at least if he had gone from Village of Outcasts.
Yeah. I assume Lumberjack Cave didn't have anything, right?
Yeah, Lumberjack was just a piece of art.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Now, Duke, just do me a favor and make sure you mirror at Catfish.
That's most likely the play, because I don't see him not doing it. Looks like there's going to be some bottle purchases, though.
I don't see him not doing it either, but I would be very sad if he continued to miss boots from not doing it.
Tennille, very low on health.
I was gonna say, if he picks up those 4 pots on the right, he'll be fine. Oh, 3 bombs and Graveyard Ledge.
Drats. Foiled again with my guesses.
The trick is you just keep guessing until eventually you're right.
You're never wrong until it's in Mimic Cave. Alright, we got King's Tomb here. We got Catfish at the same time. Let's see what's going on. There they are.
It's in King's Tomb.
And the red boomerang from Catfish.
Boo, Catfish.
Alright,
So I guess it ends up paying off for Duke that he went the route he did to get up here, because now he's going to get those boots and can do North Dark World into King's Tomb in a row afterward.
Yeah, hopefully they have the dash locations in Graveyard in their mind after the boots. Let's see what Tennille's play is going to be with those mitts there. Could
First, go ahead and get his boomerang downgrade.
Let's see if we'll go for Swamp Check or go down to Ice. Duke
I'd
wearing
definitely
his
vote for
very
the
wood
Ice play.
boots. Yeah, Ice would probably be the place to go.
Also possible is Meyer or dipping into T-Rock, but
Yeah, Meyer. That's exactly where he's going. Check those outside locations. Check and see what the medallion is for Meyer. It is Bombos.
so we've got Meyer. We don't know Turtle Rock yet, but we have 2 or 3, so it's a good chance we have both of them.
I believe the Bonk Rocks were the single arrow, and that was a tempered sword.
Tempered Sword is nice. Now, of note, Duke did not do Hobo since he walked to Zora via the Catfish.
Oh
so he
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
get
yeah.
that powder.
See what Checkerboard Cave has. It is a blue item, but not the ice rod that I called.
It's $5 though. It's probably worth going all that way out of your way to get $5.
Yeah, $5 is $5.
Just gonna fly to this remote territory, cross between dimensions, just for $5.
Magic Bat was a sword upgrade. It gave Tennille the Master Sword.
And Duke is making the exact play he needs to make, so he's gonna be pretty close behind, all things said.
Duke getting their single arrow.
His first room in Meyer is one I hate if I don't have Fire Rod or Sword Beams.
Sword Beams definitely makes it a lot easier. Fire Rod as well. And if you're me and you don't have either of those, take out the Wizrobes with Ether.
That is a pretty good option. $20 on the Mire Bridge, so only one item left in Mire.
Duke about to stumble upon the mitts. The king was hiding them the whole time.
And I can't really speak for him, but I know if I were Duke, finding the mitts here would make me worry that I was super far behind.
Always a possibility to have that thought in the back of your head.
We know it's pretty close, but you know that you could have gotten those mitts
Uh-oh.
a lot earlier, as soon as you left Thieves Town.
Duke got bullied there by the pose there.
He did. They really went right straight to him. And item number 2 is Bugnet, so Mire isn't our answer.
Yep, there is Duke's Master Sword.
Definitely happy to see, you know, your level 2 sword an hour and 17 minutes in. At that point, you're just desperate for some kind of weapon upgrade.
That's better, more viable option, just the hammer every time.
So let's see. Ice Palace with the Fire Rod on Cold Stare, and then T-Rock with the Ice Rod within it, and then Hookshot in Tile Room.
With this current change in events, I'm feeling that both rods are going to be in ice.
That's definitely possible.
But swamp is still a thing and has foiled me many a time before.
Swamp on the bright side doesn't have that many chests they can check right now, so at least it's got a little bit lower odds of having stuff.
Duke with a nice Samaria strats here. Unfortunately misses that one Wizard.
Lots of magic drops in that pool right there. Now with the big key, we're headed through Mire Dark Rooms to go down and see our good friend Vitreous.
Please keep the sharp silver pointy things away from the eyes. Thank you in advance.
Vitreous is one of several fights that are just pretty much completely free when you have silver arrows.
Duke was in almost imminent danger there with the Beamos and Stalfos there on the spike floor there.
And that was a fantastically timed cape usage right there.
It was really close. Fortunately, it doesn't have the powder, so that anti-fairy is just going to be meddlesome.
It's true. He does have the 2 blue potions he bought, but seems to not want to use them just yet.
Daniel just taking a lightning attack straight to the face. Doesn't matter, his Vitreous is dead in 2 silver arrow hits.
Okay, Tennille, where do you go next? Swamp, ice, or Turtle Rock?
All are options. Do you go for that Turtle Rock gamble? Do you go and ice and full clear it? Do you go into Swamp and check the first early portion of it?
Well, he's fluted to 3. I think if I were in this position,
Oh,
T-Rock would be an interesting play to choose, because then you route in Super Bunny Cave, Hookshot Cave, and then the dip into TR and confirmation of the medallion.
yep. Valuable information on that route, but looks like probably Blacksmith route for this. If the seed wills it so, you can get really far into Turtle Rock without either of the rods.
Yep, I have absolutely seen Fire Rod on Laser Bridge a couple times before. And I think in one of those I actually had the dream of Fire Rod on Laser Bridge and Ice Rod in the Fire Rod lock room at the start.
We'll see what the Peg Cave here has in store. Just a big 20.
Also, I should point out we're talking a lot about the rods, because those are what's needed to complete Turtle Rock. But we do also need the hookshot at some point if both these runners can't hover. Blacksmith and Hammer Pegs, neither of which paid off. Going to take the purple chest for a trip now.
Hookshot in GT. Man, what a statement that is.
I actually very much enjoy finding hookshot in GT. Oh yeah, one other option of location that Tennille is probably going to route in right here. Bombos Tablet.
It's a good choice. It's probably why they kept Dark World.
Desert was garbage, Ether was garbage. Is the book entirely just garbage?
Is reading too overhyped?
Duke's gonna go ahead and check the 2 items on the right side of Desert now they got the boots. Find his disappointment.
And from the heavens come the +5 arrow capacity upgrade.
Yet another quiver for Link to carry at all times.
Oh, is this Tennille going for ice? Oh, I'm ready.
He is making the Ice Palace play. This could very well be the answer.
The hookshot could be in here. If anyone's ever dealt with a hookshotless ice, it's alright. It can be a little troublesome.
Yeah, if you know the like 7 different Ice Palace bomb jumps, then it's not too bad, but
The sad thing is, we're not joking. There's many Ice Palace bomb jumps.
Duke is also immediately going to ice. Neither of them are going to take that play up to Death Mountain, it looks like.
Double
Oh, he's
ice.
going up to Hobo.
Oh, Hobo, yay. Well, he didn't check the Lake Island there, did he? So, it's still unknown to him.
Yeah, I know there's nothing of value on that island, but I don't think he knows that yet.
Duke getting their wondrous magic powder.
One of my favorite rooms in the entire game, just completed by Tennille. Now comes the trick everyone who runs this game learns at some point, because it's that valuable. The titular Ice Palace bomb jump.
One of the most useful bomb jumps in Randomizer, at least. Still very useful to know. Speeds up the dungeon a lot.
Yeah, unlike the hammer jump that doesn't really translate super well in use from NMG to Rando, that one completely translates.
Tennille finishing off 4 of those penguins, but sword beaming at close range that last one, unfortunately. And the bombos on these ones. Explosive gameplay over here.
Fortunately, the fire from Bombo is far more effective on those penguins than the fire from Fire Rod.
Looks like Tennille is opting to go back and through this key door here.
Yep, which that key does mean this is not hookshot locked over here. The game could expect you to go back this way. There's the compass. They can find out where Cold Stare's at now and go visit him. $20. That doesn't really help anyone. And there's Ether Medallion. So they can get into Turtle Rock for sure.
It is not hookshot locked because they have both Kane O'Brien and the Magic Cape.
And actually, the spike room isn't even tied behind one of those anymore. I think in V29 that change was made. Or no, V28 I think is when it was made, that isn't logically requiring invincibility now.
The more you know.
Yeah, they made a few changes to take out the requirements of everything fitting into Oko logic. I believe last version, and that was one of them, since you can make it through there with 3 hearts. Coming up to everyone's favorite chest in the game, the iced tea room. And it's
Oh, baby.
I'd just like to say, I am so sorry, runners, for what I have done to you.
Well, we kind of see where they're gonna go next.
Yeah, the route at this point is pretty straightforward, as long as they find an ice rod in Turtle Rock or the back of Skullwoods.
Does Cold Stare have an item?
I was just trying to think of that. I can't remember if we saw a third item or just the 20 and the fire rod.
Might have an item. Because I see Tennille with 2 small keys.
Yeah, he's got the map and compass, so it seems like there should be an item here.
If for some reason the Cold Stare fight goes awry, half magic and fire rod are always nice to have as a backup. Nope, it's another small key.
Well then. Now the question is, you go to Skullwoods next, most likely. Then do you check Pyramid Ferry before you head up Death Mountain?
Possibly. Just to make sure, I would probably check it.
Yeah, you got the time save of not doing it versus having it hanging over your head for the rest of the run until you find Hookshot. That you might even be able to get all the way through GT, and Hookshot is there and you have to leave.
And it looks like that is most likely what the play is for Tennille here, finishing up Skullwoods.
Yeah, if I recall, we have one item left in the back here.
Duke is probably going to opt for mostly a spin slash and fire rod hits here.
Yeah, Master Sword Cold Stare is a lot less fun than Tempered Sword Cold Stare, but half magic fire rod makes it a lot better.
I mean, it's better than Fighter Sword or having to use the hammer.
That is very true. I'll give you that. Much better in that situation.
You haven't lived until you tried to fight Cold Stare with the hammer. You end up getting way too close. And we'll see what Duke is about to do.
Is the item on Mothula, or is it going to make them go the super annoying long way around?
Tune in next time.
As a note, since I just saw Tennille do a spin attack on Mothula there, Tempered Sword spin attacks do 0 damage to Mothula. They bump your damage class up to Gold Sword level, which is the same as Spikes, and Mothula is immune to Spikes, so the spin attacks do nothing. They fixed the Gold Sword to just act as a Tempered Sword in the room, but spin attacks with either are 0 damage. We also now know that the item is hidden under the bridge.
capttenneal getting bumped off the bumper there, becoming actual Link.
And he finds butter there. So even if Duke doesn't go do magic bad, he will at least have tempered sword, which makes that sword advantage not so important.
Oh, this is swamp. We're going to swamp, everyone.
Could also be Pyramid Fairy. It's one of the two, though.
Drats. I just want them to go to swamp.
I feel like me wishing for that Ice Palace Fire Rod and it actually being a thing. I can't wish for any more pain to come to these two.
I mean, technically you got partial Ice Palace Bombus. Oh, I feel a hammer there. Getting the up hit on that last hit.
Only to find the compass and be a little bit disappointed they have to walk around the bridge. Bottle number 4 and a heart container in the Pyramid Fairy. Garbage. And headed up to Death Mountain. Presumably to just dive into TR, but at least to check the overworld locations over here.
Check good old Super Bunny Cave and the first chest and hookshot.
Just check all the chests and hookshot.
Yeah, just hover everything. Just learn hovering on the spot.
Yeah, how hard could it be?
It's just pressing a couple buttons, come on.
Instead, we are going to be definitely seeing at least those 3 locations, the Super Bunny Cave and the Bunkable Chest, to see where Hookshot may be. Oh yeah, Duke never checked the Lumberjack item, so he's going to be pretty disappointed right about now. And we got Quake for TR, which was not the last medallion we found, so either was 100% useless.
Ether always has a use one way or another.
Also, Duke is heading up toward Death Mountain, probably about to make the same play that Captain is right now. So, there's the hookshot.
There it is!
The best location for hookshot. In the chest, a lot of people don't know you can get to without hookshot.
Hookshot in Hookshot Cave. Nothing better.
The dream is real.
So what you're saying is that Ice Rod is in Swamp. Towards the backside.
Ice Rod on Green Pendant. That dream is still alive.
Oh!
Nope, no it's not.
Nope, Super Bunny. So
that is
Overworld,
Go Mode.
Overworld Dark Death Mountain is the place you want to be. Duke, I'm sorry. I feel that pain.
So aside from getting blocked from the dead rocks there, Duke has made up for that loss of time to the boots and sword advantage earlier quite a bit by skipping some locations that Captain did check. I think it'll probably be, what, about maybe 3 minutes difference of getting into go mode between Duke and Captain?
Roughly 2.5.
Duke getting the good news of the best hookshot location you can hope for. So really, if these two had come up here right after, come back up this way right after getting the mids, they would have been in go mode during Ice Palace. Could have skipped over some chests in there and been able to save a little bit of time.
But such is the way with randos. If there's an open spot, an item can be there.
Yep, it's one of the things that keeps this game fun enough to keep playing over and over again, watching over and over again, is sometimes the decision that seems like a time waste turns out to be the best one.
So, assuming the Turtle Rock expeditions will be roughly the same, Ganon's Tower will be the main deciding factor in this race. The key location, which side it's going to be on, which routes they decide to take.
Yep, left side, right side could have a big impact. Capttenneal does have the slight advantage of the gold sword. It makes getting double one cycles on Ganon a lot easier, but it's not a big time difference from that perspective.
And I still can't believe Swamp just completely neglected. It's a shame.
I know, it could have had at least like silvers or something in there just to, you know, make it where you might want to go in there even if it's not strictly required.
Of all the items that are left, there's only like heart pieces, heart containers, various item like arrows and bombs and rupees, and the mushroom.
And 2 shields.
Oh no, Duke. Oh.
Further confirmation that chain chomps are the worst enemies in this game.
Not a huge loss in that death, just sends him a few rooms back. You did get the item, so just walk right past it and ignore them again.
Definitely got some frustration slashes on the way up there, though.
Oh, for sure.
I wish we had some way, some like obscure way to defeat the chain chomps, like with the dead rocks. So on runs like this, if you got frustrated with them, you could at least like get a little bit of revenge.
How about using every single medallion in a certain sequence?
That would be entertaining enough. I would probably do it occasionally.
Quake into Ether into Bombos. And Capttenneal finding that key right away there.
That is a lovely spot for that key.
How can you kill dead rocks? That's a very good question there. You could use the magic powder on them, and you can also use Quake to turn them into different enemies and then kill them.
Okay, and this Trinex fight is going very smoothly. Butter Sword for Trinex is pretty simple.
Shouldn't be any problem with this last bit of the fight here. As I say that, unfortunately gets bumped.
We steal Trinex's lunch and his crystal.
Alright, so you know what that time of the game is, everyone? Which chest is the GT big key gonna be in?
I just remember the bot is set up for the game, but it's way late to actually start. Yep, you got me ahead of me.
Get your guesses in.
For those of you who have subscribed or given 250 bits to any speed gaming channel, you are able to make it onto the leaderboard. Everyone is welcome to play to their heart's content for where the key might be. I'll stick with 22.
Dang. But yeah, between 1 and 22 are the numbers that you pick. 22 usually being the last place, which is usually the tile room, because nobody wants to check that.
Go ahead and cut off the guessing now that we're opening chests. Duke's got the slightly harder Trinex fight going on, having to deal with 5 hits per head instead of 3.
Alright, so the first 2 chests, they didn't have anything, did they? On the right side?
There was a compass and something else that wasn't all that valuable. Oh wait, a key. It had to have been a key.
That's 4, 5, 6.
And 6 is the lucky winner. So a nice early big key if you go right, just a matter of will our other runner go right. So less than 2 minutes separate these two. If Duke goes right, this is just going to be straight up who executes the gauntlet better and who executes Ganon better. And he is going right, so we have ourselves a race to the finish right now. And while we do have a couple minutes between the two runners here, just as a note for those in chat who are unaware of tournament rules on this matter, if this gets closer over the course of the gauntlet, if Duke catches up, makes some time up, then if they finish within 3 seconds of each other, it is considered a tie. It has to be a greater than 3-second victory for it to count as a win or loss.
Capttenneal with that nice BMOS boost across the ice there. Completely intentional, I'm sure.
Every BMOS boost is always intentional in that room.
Capttenneal opting to go with Buttersword Landmolus.
Got those 2 nice bounces on the first 2 for the double hits each time. So 151.24, he leaves land mode 2. We'll see where Duke's at when he gets there.
What a wonderful sound that is.
It's just so wonderful on the ears.
Looks like Capttenneal opting to wait the fire out instead of risking.
Yeah, that despawn glitch that comes up if you walk up the stairs, the frame, the torch goes out. Not remotely worth risking in a tournament race if you are questioning it. Having a few issues with that little mini Helmosaur that needed killed for the key.
Looks like Duke is going for the Silver Arrow strat. Gets 1. Nice visual glitch on that one Landmolus there.
Yep, and that puts them both at 3-cycle land mode 2s, and Duke comes out about 9 seconds short of 2 minutes behind at the end of that boss.
Oh, Capttenneal sneaking that last spin attack in.
Hey, a shield in the final chest of the game.
Can finally block those fireballs.
Super valuable now, you know, in the one fight that it actually has any impact whatsoever on.
Alright. Looks like a nice lineup here. Gets 2 hits there.
Yep, and fortunately 0 the second round.
I think he got bumped around, unable to get a spin slash.
Hey, that shield just paid off.
2 more there, so it should be just 1 more to go. If I can math, I can't math, but that is right.
That was a very weird bonk Duke just got.
Yes, it was.
Oh, Duke taking the fall to Moldorm too. So Ganon with butter and silvers shouldn't really be an issue for runners of this caliber, so I don't expect there to be many problems here. But sometimes you make a mistake and fall. That could still always happen.
Tennille getting all of the hits on Ganon, making sure gets into that final phase, or this beginning of the final phase.
And Duke showing some disrespect to that shield in that chest, that, just helped his opponent not take a hit on Aga too. And
Duke
Duke
getting
gets a triple.
I don't know if that last shot counted. I'm sure it did, but it didn't feel like it to me.
And Tennille is on to phase 4, gets 1 silver in on that hit. Two hits down.
Oh, almost there. Misses, and Finn gets that last hit.
There it is. GG to Captain Tennille.
I get 2 down for Duke, and Ganon down for Tennille.
For how long Duke spent with a sword disadvantage and no boots, this race ended up a lot closer than I expected it. But Tennille played very well, checked a lot more places, really leveraged the advantage those boots and sword gave him, and made it count for him. Unfortunately, we don't actually have, or at least I don't actually have, the SRTV room. So...
Neither do I. But it looks like Tennille has it. So they jumped into the waiting room there.
And looks like Captain Tennille has actually joined us. How's it going, Captain Tennille? Good game. And just a heads up, if you are trying to talk, your mic is muted in Discord.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
How's it going? What do you think of that seed?
It's pretty good. I don't think it was too bad. It was, I don't know, for the way I routed, pretty straightforward, I guess. And I just made, I guess, a few of the right guesses.
Yeah, can you guess what one of the things that really paid off for you in this run was?
Fake flippers, maybe, to get the boots.
Yep. You went up there, got them nice and early. Duke got them about the time that you were getting your Titans mids.
Okay.
Oh, Duke getting a nice sequence of Ganon teleports there. Gets him on the bottom for doubles.
Yeah, that was a real good Ganon fight for Duke. So GG to him as well, assuming he doesn't walk off the ledge right here.
Alright, Duke is finished as well. So it was pretty much 2 minutes at the very end there.
Oh, it was that close. I figured it was. It wasn't, too much. It was pretty linear where he had to go.
Yeah, Duke was a little bit behind from that boots advantage and the sword advantage you got from the powder, all from that fake flipper. But he cut off a lot of locations that you actually went through and checked, and that made up a lot of the time that those boots saved you.
Yeah, the overworld stuff, I'm guessing.
Yep, and also Duke has now joined us. Welcome to the chat, Duke. GG.
Yeah, GG, Captain. Good GG.
GG.
What do you think of that seed?
Crazy.
So I have to say, the fake flippers that Tennille did, also getting the powder, helped out early on with that extra sword. But Duke, you went with the fighter sword for quite a little bit.
Yeah, I debated on actually doing the fake flipper, but then I was like, wait a minute, I have so little left of the overworld to check. I was like, you know something, this is going to be an Aga seed. And lo and behold, so.
You were correct in that.
Yeah, I was actually, right as I was entering the castle, I don't know why my mind slipped and I was going to the basement. I have open mode. I have an open state on the mind, apparently. But when I was doing that, I went, uh-oh, I never checked the shovel spot.
Oh, yeah. Fortunately, the shovel not giving anything of value.
Yeah.
Further cementing the Aghanim seed.
Yeah, I think when I was at that point, I think I was down to Agena and shovel spot. And I'm like, I have no reason to go to the desert area at all.
I feel like I should apologize to you two if you go back and watch this. I definitely said that I want to see Bombo's Ice Palace with the fire rod, and then that was a thing.
Oh no, that doesn't surprise me at all. That doesn't surprise me at all. I'm like, okay, wait, I'm missing the fire rod. I was like, it's in ice. I knew it was in ice. That's one reason I was like, okay, I have a choice between ice and swamp. I'm going to go to ice.
I can't believe from between the both of you, swamp completely untouched.
I was tempted. I was like, hookshot's probably going to be in there. Or when I got the hookshot in Hookshot Cave, that ice rod was going to be down there. But I was going to Turtle Rock either way.
But yeah, also stumbling upon Hookshot in Hookshot Cave is one of the best things to ever see.
I always love it when it's in there. Because it's the one spot you never think to check, because it's like, wait, where could it be? Wait, you only need the boots for that chest.
But yeah, at one point, I believe Tennille was looking for whatever progression it was, and it ended up being the mitts in King's Tomb.
Yeah.
Which helped kind of gauge how close you guys were, because at that point, it was Duke wasn't too far behind, about 2-3 minutes-ish, I'd say.
Yeah, I wasn't sure that whole seed, just if I was just making the right choices, or if I was way behind, because a few of those places, like the mitts, if he did the fake flippers and went up there right away, I was like, I lost a lot of time.
Yeah, should have went with my gut then.
At the time when you guys were getting when Tennille was getting those mids, we were talking about how it was probably either Catfish or King's Tomb. The two of you got those items at about exactly the same point.
So, did you guys have any more words about the seed, or did you guys want to have a little chat between you two? See what you guys did.
Yeah. I'm actually just curious. How much of the overworld did you skip?
I didn't skip very much of it at all.
Wow. Yeah, I ended up skipping the entire blacksmith chain. I think that was the primary source I did. I didn't do that. I didn't check Bombos. And then obviously didn't go into Swamp at all.
Yeah, I didn't do Swamp, but after I cleared Misery Mire, I went and did the Smiths, just in case. Then I went to Ice Palace, and then up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, I ended up doing Mire, then I shot over to Desert, because I'm like, okay, just in case, so I never have to come back. Then, of course, I say that, and then I didn't kill Lanmola, just because I'm like, oh wait, we're still looking for the Ice Rod. That could be on the pedestal.
Yeah, I checked the pedestal kind of early, because once I got the first mitts, when I went to like Thieves Town, I skipped Skullwoods. Normally I'll go up there, but for some reason I didn't even think about it. So when I went back up there, I checked.
Yeah, I did that too. I went into Skullwoods, cleared out what I could without the fire rod, and then went back, killed Moth, grabbed got my tempered sword from the bridge chest, and then I mirrored and checked, and then what did I check that mirror to? Oh yeah, I did that, and I went and did blind Lumberjack. I didn't even look at Lumberjack. I'm like, okay, I got the boots, Aga's down, let's just do it.
Oh yeah, I checked it right after escape.
Yeah, I ended up not.
GG. It was good.
Yep. Yep, GG. Hope to see you in the bracket.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for commentating too. By the way.
No
Yes,
problem,
thank
guys. It was certainly a fun one to commentate in a close race at that.
Good. I'm glad it was close.
It was certainly entertaining too, so.
All right.
Alright, so if you want to, go ahead and give the runners a follow. Let's see if this is still the command. Both DukeFireBird and capttenneal. They certainly put on quite the performance here.
And for those of you looking for more rando, there is another race getting going over on Speed Gaming, the original, that just started recently. There are 2 more overnight at 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. and then a couple early in the morning tomorrow morning. So there's not going to be a very big break tonight.
Yeah, there's certainly going to be a lot going on for the next few weeks, and then just keep tuned, everyone. There's certainly going to be a lot going on. The series of speed gaming channels and link to the past Randomizer channels. So feel free to give those channels a follow as well to know when there's a new race going on. So just want to thank the runners, my co-commentator here, Mentos Man, and I guess our tracker as well for doing all their wonderful work.
Yep, our tracker DataPlet did a wonderful job tonight. Kept everything up to date very quickly. Runners, do you guys have any last words?
Thank you for commentating. Thank you for tracking. Thank you, Speed Gaming, for putting this on. And thank you, viewers, for watching this.
Yeah, same. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys for the fantastic race. So, on my part, I have been MentosMan8.
I've been FatHome666.
And we'll see you around for more of these races throughout the next several weeks. So we got 256 a week for 7 weeks.